So this one's really been exercising my mind for quite some time, and I was at a reception last night and was thinking about it and sat at the railway station, read a couple of articles, one of them by a man I'm going to speak to in just a moment. Trade. The Prime Minister did not get a comprehensive trade deal from President Joe Biden this week. He got a lot of cash for climate change, earlier than expected restoration of transatlantic flights, a lecture on the Northern Ireland Protocol, and perhaps just a little bit more movement towards the UK becoming a part of a US-Canada-Mexico trade deal. So not a just you and me Boris deal, but some movement with America's other friends too. Do you know what? The pound didn't plummet, nor did the stock exchange. The EU didn't thumb their noses or laugh behind their hands at our public humiliation in Washington. Is that because ultimately it'll be all right on the night, whenever that night comes, or perhaps, dare to whisper it, it doesn't actually matter that much? We don't currently have a full-blown trade deal with the United States of America, and yet our trade both ways blossoms. It could be more, but we're talking fractions. Recovery, growth and new businesses will probably provide just as much anyway. As it happens, UK-US trade is around about £250 billion a year already, and that is without a trade deal. And that's our largest single trade partner, and no deal. So, truth to tell, for most people, business managers and consumers, the price of liquid gas, the flow of HGV lorries up and down the motorways, and whether or not a huge container ship gets stuck in the Suez Canal and blocks all global trade for days, are much more pressing matters than the tariffs, quotas and duties that are the meat and drink of trade deals. What's more, leaving the EU didn't strip supermarket shelves bare, deny us the motor car of our choice, or the cheese, or the wine, come to that, of our choice. Now, prices may rise a little, but frankly, a shortage of labour in a rebounding post-COVID economy is a much bigger factor than that. Several deals have been rolled out over the post-Brexit era. Others are works in progress. And some, like fishing, remain fraught. But they're small. And what's more, UK trade with the EU as a proportion of the whole gatto has been shrinking for years. We've been selling more to non-EU nations than to any EU nations for many years. And our trade with the EU has long been in deficit. Our trade with the rest of the world, on the other hand, has been doing rather well. So, what should the government focus on? I'm sure the Sherpas will continue to beaver away at a deal with the United States and its North Atlantic variants. Work in progress. I can see the merits in tidying up the loose ends of our trade arrangements that linger with the EU. Finessing the deals on the table with Australia and New Zealand, of course, matters. Everybody wants good food, produced sensitively and at the lowest possible price. But we may also want to reflect on how important British agriculture and fishing are to our way of life, as well as to our budget. But the bottom line to me is this: much more than just the terms of trade on what we already buy and sell. It's about new markets, for new goods and new services. Brexit wasn't only about reclaiming our laws, our borders, and all of the constitutional stuff. It was also about leaving a trade bloc that, in my view, had got delusions of grandeur and striking out for new trade arrangements with new friends as well as old friends. That's why the Prime Minister's trade talks in Washington mattered. A formal trade deal signed in the White House looks good for us and our friends. But more trade with the billionaire boffins of Silicon Valley, the farmers of Mexico and the foresters and fishermen of Canada, well, actually, that matters even more. A new trade with regions and even countries a little low on our present radar, with goods and services that are coming out of our factories, based on ideas from our university labs and startups. Now you're talking. And talk about trade? Well, I think we must.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.